afternoon and thanks for joining us. I'm Judy Simpson. Our program today is literally a dog and pony show. In fact, it's all about New England's largest dog and pony show. The annual two-day Everything Equine and Canine event is coming up Saturday and Sunday, April 25th and 26th at the Champlain Valley Expo in Essex Junction. The family-friendly weekend includes a variety of dog and horse entertainment shows with scores of consumer vendors. The weekend is also known for its full schedule of informative seminars, demonstrations, and horse and dog breeds on display. To learn more about the educational opportunities offered at Everything Equine and Canine, I'm joined by one of the original founders of the event, Betsy Green, who is the equine specialist with UVM Extension. Welcome back. I can't believe we've been doing this for 12 years.
I know, 12. It's amazing.
So who are some of the key folks who put together Everything Equine and Canine?
Well, we have a committee, a small committee, and then the bigger committee. But the small committee's working basically all year long, and that includes like folks from Champlain Valley Exposition because they're doing the vendors, trade shows, and facilities. We have Karen Clark from Horseworks. We have folks Ashley Porter and Cassie from Show Me the Biscuit. We have myself representing UVM Extension and the horse side of things. Mary Fay, of course, always does Kids Corner. And then we have the folks from Guy's Farm and Yard that set up the arena, put the mats, and
that's a big setup too.
Oh, that's a huge setup. By the way, you can probably get some mats for a discount after because it's great. Very, very lightly used.
And so it's really kind of a tribute to you and others that you attract some of the best trainers and speakers to this event from around the world and from right here in our own backyard. So who are some of the headliners this year?
Well, so our big headliner is Dr. Andrew McLean, and he is coming from Australia. And he's...
Really?
Oh, yeah. He's an awesome guy. I know him from the International Society of Equitation Sciences, and he has this training method that, and basically I actually just even brought his book here that we have for academic training, and he works on learning theory. He works on doing things, recognizing the horse's actions and behaviors, and so you think about it kind of in natural horsemanship style,
right?
But this guy's won the advanced levels of one of the biggest Australian events, you know, cross country and all that. He's done show jumping. He's in the 70s and 80s. In his bio, it said that he raced bareback in Australia and New Zealand. So the guy can ride.
Yeah, definitely.
And he's just a very pleasant and very scientific-minded type of person. He has a PhD in equine cognitive and learning behavior.
So his whole theory, it sounds like, is to know what the horse is thinking and how the horse thinks and incorporate that in the training?
Right, and putting it to science, putting some science behind it, but also keeping the horse in mind first. And he's just really super.
And he brought along a video clip that gives us a preview of Andrew McLean's training?
Yes, this is actually from one of his in-training videos that he has.
Let's take a look.
The patterns of training and shaping are the same for trot and canter. However, in terms of relaxation, it's best to train the response to the longer aid first in walk. This develops longitudinal flexion and isolates the muscles which will be needed for your horse to function well under saddle. But in trot, the horse finds the short, slow trot more relaxing than the bigger trot, so make sure you train this first. And remember to check frequently for self-carriage by releasing for a complete stride. In canter, you'll need to shape the response to the aid and aim for the canter to be maintained until you signal otherwise. Pay attention to training clear, direct and indirect turns in the canter too. Use the process of positive reinforcement by identifying when responses are light and immediately adding a pleasurable scratch on the wither. You can then praise your horse for his good work just before you scratch his wither. Classical conditioning will mean he'll begin to associate your words with the desired response.
Good boy. Good boy.
Check the quality of the responses daily and remember that light aids must produce the following responses without exception. For go, the horse can go, quicken and lengthen. For stop, the horse can slow, step back, shorten and stop. For turn, the horse can turn from direct and indirect reins. For yield, the horse can go sideways from light aids. If any of these responses deteriorate, check their corresponding qualities in hand.
This brings us to the end of our series of DVDs on academic horse training. When you apply the most modern understanding of how horses naturally behave, their mental strengths and weaknesses, and their learning processes, it gives us the best chance of achieving the most humane and efficient horse training. Always keep in mind that there are no bad horses, and the beauty of this approach is that the more we learn, the better we train.
Sadly, that looks nothing like what my horse does.
Well,
I have a lot to learn.
Well, you got a good opportunity to see Andrew at work with some horses, so
Excellent.
that'd be great. Yeah.
So what else have you got planned?
Oh my goodness, we have everything from one of them Saturday morning before Andrew McLean. We have Stephanie Lockhart, who's been with us quite a bit with Hidalgo and all that, and also Tim Hayes, who has a new book that is how horses, or the power of horses to heal, working with people dealing with issues, whether it's physical, psychological, mental, whatever the case. And it's something that's just come out, and he's been using these types of training and activities, and they've been working on some of those things at the Center for America's First Horse up in Johnson. So that'll be kind of interesting to see, talking to the audience about how things happen, and then also showing them with some demos in the arena for that. We also have all kinds of things in the seminars, from buying your first horse. Karen Lassell, one of our great friends from Minor Institute, she, not just how to pick the right horse for you, but also how to decide what and how to do while you're trying to figure out where to keep your horse. So should you keep it in the backyard, or should you have it at a boarding stable? What works, and what kinds of things should you look for?
And how about in the seminar rooms?
So Corinne Bump from Casanova College is doing two things, kind of off different angles. She has one that's horse crazy high schoolers, talking about what options there are at colleges. And then
If you want to bring your horse to school with you.
Bring your horse, but also just even majors and everything like that as well. So what opportunities, the different equine programs. She's actually in charge of the National Equine Affiliated Academics.
Nice.
But she's also doing something on horse welfare. So, we've had a lot of issues with horse welfare.
That's been a big issue. People say, well, I think these horses are being abused, or horses have been abused. How do you spot that?
That's
what
exactly what she's going to talk about, and talk about how would you figure out if this horse is just geriatric, has no teeth, or has health problems that need it to not be, fat and sassy. Because if it has very sore feet, you don't want it overweight.
Right.
But how do you know that? And so she's actually going to talk about some of that and some of the laws and how things go.
There are also some things that, is good for anybody to know. It's water quality issues. That's huge.
Yes, H35, the water quality bills, that has so many things potentially coming up that are going to affect not just business horse owners, but even you with just a few horses in your yard.
Right.
You're going to be held to the same responsibilities, and they're talking about small farm certifications. They already have large and medium farm operations certification, but this may be small farm, and again, not just business. So there's a lot of things that will affect every single horse owner. So that's something that you should really look into going to.
And of course, there's horsing around.
Horsing around on Saturday night, and of course it's gone to the dogs as well. And so we'll have dogs and horses. I call the dogs things the dog Olympics, when they do all the agility stuff,
Right.
competitive, and having two dogs going through the course at the same time. We'll have some horse and dog potential combo acts. We have a trick horse that's coming to do some things. We have all kinds of things set up for that.
Now, you also have some new options this year for people to see.
Yeah, well, for one thing, we have the breed rows. So the equine horse breed row will be the same location, different horses. We have the canine breed row we had for a few hours on Saturday, I think it was last year.
That was a lot of fun to see.
Oh yeah, and there's some great dogs. I think the dog owners weren't quite sure, but now that they've seen the event, they're like, I want to bring my dog to show it off in the breed row. Both days, all day. in the 4 legs and a tail blue ribbon pavilion.
And it's really a chance to actually get your hands on the animals and see how they react and see if that's the kind of dog you might like.
That's right, and to talk to the breeders and owners of those types of dogs as well. Also, there's the ring, the Green Meadow Mastiff ring in the Blue Ribbon Pavilion that has dog demonstrations, including things like avalanche dogs and also other things like that. We also have a new ring. That's the too many sponsors here. It's like there's a lot of agility going on in that, and that's going to be a Show Me the Biscuit ring. That's in the South Expo.
And I think we have some video that we want to take a look at too.
Yeah, you bet.
And speaking of canines, who have we here?
Well, we can't have everything equine and canine without representation of the canine, so we have Miss Greta Green, princess of all Jack Russelltum.
Yeah. She's awesome.
Yeah, and she is representing canine because our person that was supposed to come was not feeling well, so she's going to just sit here while we talk about the canine demonstrations. And so things like I was talking about the avalanche dog, and we're going to have police dog demonstrations. We'll have agility. We will have, a dog show. We'll have mushing.
Yeah, which I thought was really interesting because I'm kind of fascinated by that. And there are opportunities for people to try it out in different places in the state.
Yeah, absolutely, especially in our state here. And of course, they mush all year long because they're using either, things with wheels while they're getting their road work done to keep their animals fit.
And there are also a lot of demonstrations on things that you can try with your own animal, like get started with clicker training, which is also popular.
Yes, Show Me the Biscuit is they center their work around clicker training and gentle efforts in their training methods. And so that's something and there's opportunity to ask lots of questions and do all that kind of stuff. They also have the disc dog stuff, how to get things started with the disc dogs and frisbees and things like that. And then Sunday in the Show Me the Biscuit arena, our new dog arena is all day agility. It's starting with how do you get your, are we boring you? I'm sorry. How to get you started with your own agility on your dog, but then it goes all the way up through advanced levels.
There's also something called the Canine Good Citizen Test.
Yeah, if you want your dog to be involved in anything from the nursing home visits.
A lot of people are interested in having their dog be a service dog.
Yes, yeah, and that's something that is very. People want to do it, but their dogs aren't always okay to do that.
Right.
Like she would be scared of the wheelchairs or things like that.
So that wouldn't be appropriate for her.
Yeah, so it's not appropriate. So, so she'll just be a good citizen at home and chasing balls.
There you go. And now this is all coming up this weekend at the Champlain Valley Expo in Essex Junction. Where can people get more information or tickets?
So they can get tickets at Guy's Farm and Yard, Adirondack Tack, the Flynn Box Office, or Champlain Valley Expo. They can also find info at cvexpo.org, that's www.cvexpo.org, or call 802-878-5545.
And we should also mention, too, that this is a chance for people to find out more information. They should probably leave their dogs at home.
Yes, if you are not participating in a seminar, workshop, demonstration, then you come learn and leave your buds at home. Greta won't be there, I'm sorry to say.
Well, I'm glad that she could join us today.
Yes, me too.
What a good girl. Well, I want to thank you for joining us. Thank you, Greta. She's like, I'm ready to go now. Thanks, Betsy.
All right.
Yeah. That's our program for today. I'm Judy Simpson. We'll see you again next time on Across the Fence.